Good morning, students. Again, a new topic or the same topic, issue of shares, but the new part, calls in advance and calls in arrear entries we will be learning today. Let's understand calls in arrear and calls in advance entries. So, what is calls in arrear and what is calls in advance? To understand calls in arrear and calls in advance, you have to first understand that they originate because of certain faults, certain deeds of the shareholders. Sometimes shareholders do not pay the excess money, and sometimes they pay excess money. When they do not pay the excess money, when they do not pay the money when asked, like allotment money asked or first call money asked, then it is known as calls in arrear. Whereas when they give the money, in advance, means they have been not asked, but still they are giving. So this irregular behavior of the shareholders given rise to calls in advance and calls in arrear. When they give in extra, in excess, that is calls in advance. And when they do not give at the time they should have given, then that is calls in arrear. Let's understand this calls in arrear and calls in advance. First thing you understand that, or recap, application, receive, and then transfer to capital, two entries. For allotment, we transfer and then receive cash, two entries. But at this time, if nothing is mentioned in the sum, then calls in advance and calls in arrear comes along with this allotment cash when we make the cash entry of the allotment. Similarly, first call, we make the due or transfer entry to the capital. Then if mentioned in the sum that there is some advance or arrear at the time of first call, then we will pass this entry. If mentioned in the first call, it is happening then only. Or we can have an adjustment entry over here. Adjustment of calls in advance and arrear, which we will be learning. So two entries for calls in advance and calls in arrear, along with advance and two entries for first call, two entries for allotment, and two entries for application. This was the recap. Let's start the meaning of calls in arrear. When shares are issued in installments, the amount called by the company has not been received by the company from the shareholders. It's called calls in arrear. When company is asking to give the allotment money, to give the first call or second call money, and the shareholders are not giving, then calls in arrear happens. It is shown in the balance sheet under notes to accounts of share capital less from share capital. It is not shown as current asset or current liability. Cannot be shown as current asset. It is not asset as such. Though we will be receiving it, but we will be showing it as a subtraction from the calls, from the share capital, if not received within 31st March. It carries an interest of 10% per annum as per table F, because we need to receive this interest. So receiving interest is always lesser, because calls in advance, interest will be 12% per annum, which we have to pay. So pay will be always more. Interest on calls in arrear is added with the statement of profit and loss, is in the actually credit side, and interest on calls in arrear is an income. Let's see the journal entries for non-receipt of call. On due date, it will be bank account debit, calls in arrear to share allotment, or it can be bank account debit to calls in arrear to first call. It can be bank account debit, calls in arrear to second call if the second call mein paisa is not received. On receipt of call, if within time we receive the call money, then bank to calls in arrear. Simply we cancel the calls in arrear by writing bank to calls in arrear. Now understand about calls in advance. It is the amount received by the company prior to allotment, or prior to calls account. We have not asked the money. Company has not asked, but excess money is being paid by the shareholder. It can be given at the time of application also. Excess money is given at the time of application. That means so much excess that it exceeds allotment. So some money is transferred to allotment, then it is transferred to calls. That is called calls in advance. Rate of interest is 12% per annum. As I told you, you have to pay this one. So it's a payment, it's an expense, and it is always subtracting the it is debited or subtracted from the statement of profit and loss. It is shown in the current liability or under other current liabilities because interest on calls in arrear as well as interest on calls in advance as well as this calls in advance is a current liability which the company needs to pay back to the shareholders because they have paid extra money. Next, on receipt of calls in advance, the journal entry, bank to calls in advance. It can be bank account debit, share allotment account debit, bank account debit to share allotment, 2 calls in advance because extra money received at the time of allotment, or bank account debit to first call, 2 calls in advance, or it can be calls in advance, uh, share application account debit to calls in advance, excess application money transferred to calls. On adjustment of calls in advance, when we adjust the calls in advance, then what happens? We adjust the calls in advance. We adjust calls in advance to share first call or second call. We adjust it. The share calls in advance. Next, difference between calls in arrear and calls in advance. Interest is charged to calls in arrear. Interest is allowed on calls in advance. Rate of interest is 10% per annum, and over here rate of interest in calls in advance is 12% per annum. Now, after doing this theory, let's do a sum. This is the sum in front of you, students. So with this sum we will be doing, it's about preference shares, rupees 10 each. People applied for 60,000 shares. Company has asked only 50,000 shares. Company is allotting also 50,000 shares, subscribing also. One of the shareholder who was holding 2,000 shares failed to pay the allotment money, but paid the allotment money along with the first and final call. Another shareholder who was allotted 500 shares paid the allotment money, paid the calls in advance money along with this one allotment. We will be passing the entries now. First entry for application, 2 entries. Remember, we have received 60,000 rupees. So 2 entries will be what? Bank account debit to share application. The first entry, 60,000 into 3, 1,80,000, 1,80,000. Then we are passing the transfer entry to capital, share application to share capital, only 1,50,000. Excess money is refunded as written in the sum. It was given in the sum that excess money is refunded. 30,000 refunded. Now we are making the due entry for allotment, 4 rupees per share, 5,000 shares, 50,000 shares, 4 rupees per share. So it is nothing but 2 lakhs. Now we will receive the allotment money. Over here, lots of things is happening. You see this part? Excuse me. One of the shareholder who was holding 2,000 shares have not paid has failed to pay the allotment money. So we will be passing simple entries for the compound entry. Shareholder has not paid, so it is calls in arrear account debit. Calls in arrear account debit. How much not paid? He was holding 2,000 shares. There was no excess money received at the time of application. So entire 2,000 into 4. 8,000 not paid. Calls in arrear. For what he has not paid? He has not paid the allotment money to do share allotment. 8,000. Next. That means how much the allotment money received? 1,92,000 received. That is bank account debit. Bank account debit to share allotment. How much? 1,92,000. That much money is received. That much money is received. Again, you see calls in advance also you have received over here. A shareholder holding 500 shares is paying the calls money at the time of allotment. And calls money is of 3 rupees each. So he has paid how much? He has paid bank account debit 500 into 3 is 1,500. He has paid 500 into 3, 1,500 rupees. To what for he has paid? That is for first call. We don't write first call, but we write calls in advance. Previously, we used to write first call, but the council and CBSE rules have changed. They have told over here to write calls in advance only. So we write calls in advance. Bank account debit to calls in advance 1500. These three entries we make a compound entry and we pass. That entry which we pass, the compound entry is this July 1st entry. Bank account debit, you see, bank 1,500 and 1,92,000. So 1,93,500. Calls in area 8,000. See, debit calls in area 8,000. To share allotment 1,92,000. To share allotment 1,92,000 and again to share allotment 8,000. So 2 lakhs to share allotment. Calls in advance is only 1,500. Hope you all have understand this part. Now we will be making the first call due. Simply 3 rupees per share, whether you receive in advance or not, it is irrelevant for this. You simply receive the money. You simply make the transfer entry, due entry for first call. Share first and final call 5,000 into 3 to share capital 1,50,000. Transferred or due entry is passed. Now we will receive the money. All the shareholders are paying, and whoever the calls in area, they are also paying. Calls in area is also paying. Let's do the simple entries for the October 1st second entry. Let's understand that. First of all, calls in area money you are receiving. So that is bank account debit. Bank account debit, 2 calls in area. 2 calls in area. How much you are receiving? Entire money 8,000. Then next, you have calls in advance. You are adjusting. That money you are not going to receive. You are adjusting calls in advance. You are adjusting with what? With first call. So to first and final call. First and final call. How much? 1,500. And then it is nothing but the next part, that is share, that is the simple call, first call money received. The first call when you receive, that is bank to first and final call. First and final. How much you are going to receive? 1,92,000 you are going to receive now, because 8,000 was how much you are going to receive? You are going to receive first and final call 1,48,500, because 1,500 earlier you have received. So 1,48,500 you are going to receive. 1,48,500 and 1,500, 1,50,000. See in the sum, the solution, it is given over here 1,50,000 first call. How much debit? That much credit. First and final call. How much debit? That much credit. First and final call. How much debit? That much credit. We have done that. Then calls in advance debited 1,500. See, calls in advance debited 1,500. Then calls in area to be credited 8,000. We have credited 8,000 in the calls in area. And the balancing figure you can say bank account, or you can add over here 1,48,000 plus 8,000, 1,56,500. 1,48,500 plus 8,000, 1,56,500. Now you can do this calls in area simply 2,000 into 4, but you should know this method, because in pro rata allotment when I will be teaching you, this method will be useful. This is applied and allotted. 2 columns you have to make for calls in area. So 50,000 for applied and allotted also 50,000. Then 1 share we have written in the applied portion, 1 share. Then it will become what? Just unitary method applied by allotted 50,000 by 50,000. Where you write 1, that part comes below denominator. Then 2,000, you multiply 2,000, you get 2,000 as calls in area. Money due on allotment 2,000 into 4, that is 8,000 rupees. We will pass the ledger now. So that you must do. This note you must understand, because in next sums we will be able to see that the notes has so much usefulness. Now the ledger accounts. Ledger account, we have to see that all the journals we are just passing it over here. The ledger posting we are doing. To share application 1,80,000. To share allotment. See, bank to share application 1,80,000. Then again bank over here. That is 1,93,500, but 1,92,000 for share allotment and 1,500 for calls in advance. 1,500 for calls in advance. To share first and final call 1,48,500 because 1,500 already received in calls in advance. See, share allotment, that time we did 1,92,000. Now we are receiving 2 calls in area. So you have to do the ledger posting. 1,93,500 was the bank. 1,500 was for calls in advance and 1,92,000 was for calls. This one, share allotment account. 8,000 was for calls in area. So 1,92,000 is left, which we have shown already in the journal. That only the simple journal entry which we have passed, students, that you do the ledger posting. You may get difficulty in passing the compound entry ledger posting. The simple journal entry I have shown you, that you do ledger posting. You will be able to do. Share capital, that also ledger posting only. See, share capital is written 3 times. Once over here, share capital 1,50,000. 1,50,000 over here. Then again over here, share capital 2 lakhs. Then again over here, 1,50,000. So 3 times. So see, in the share capital also we have passed 3 times. 1,50,000. Then again 2 lakhs for share allotment. And first and final call, we have passed 1,50,000. Total 5 lakhs. Balancing figure 5 lakhs. Let's do the balance sheet. Before doing the balance sheet, you should see that your notes to accounts are prepared. Share capital note 1 authorized, whether written or not, you have to write. Authorized capital, nothing is mentioned, so that the dot dot dot, it will be preference shares because the sum was of preference shares. Preference shares of rupees dash each, and 50 issued also. The company has issued 50,000 preference shares of this much each, of rupees 10 each, so 5 lakhs. Subscribed capital, how much company has subscribed to the public. Though they have asked for 60,000, company has still given them only 50,000 shares and are also fully paid. There, everybody has paid the entire money on the shares. So 50,000 into 10, that is also 5 lakhs. That is also 5 lakhs. There, subscribed but not fully paid up has no amount at all. So that is 0 balance. And then it is the entire share capital is nothing but 5 lakhs only. So that 5 lakhs only we will be transferring it to the balance sheet. See the balance sheet under shareholders fund, share capital 5 lakhs. Total is 5 lakhs. Assets, no, nothing is given. Current assets, cash and bank balance. We have already got the balance from the ledger account. That was 5 lakhs only. 5 lakhs is the balance. See, 5 lakhs is the balance. So that we have passed 5 lakhs balance. Then that 5 lakhs balance we need to show in the notes to accounts also. That is note 2 we have prepared for cash and bank balance. Bank balances we have to write because it can be cash in hand also. That's why we prepare notes to accounts. 5 lakhs. And that is shown in the balance sheet. That is shown in the balance sheet as 5 lakhs. Cash and bank balance to 5 lakhs. Format you have to remember. In schedule 3 I have already done that all. Now this is your homework, students. You can take the screenshot or you see my video in the YouTube and get the sum, and please do it and pass it to me again, show it to me again, send it to me again. I will check it or I will give you the solution. If you have any problem, specific problem, please ask me. Thank you, students. Thank you very much. Hope you have understand, and let's see this one.